My name is Harry. I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Okay, so if I have part 3, this is part 3. Right, but I don't plan on reading any more articles on this recording. Prince Harry, the Dragon Slayer, this has been a long battle. Do what's best for you and your family. Any settlement needs to be gigantic. Okay, condition must apply. Stop the smear campaign. Apologize and admission of wrongdoing. Diana is smiling down on you. And this is why I said the other brother did not know his own leverage. They dumbed them down. They dumbed him and Charles down. Well, Charles is on a different level. Absolutely. And there's that. My goodness. Yeah, they already shift. I hope Americans are paying attention to what's going on. I mean, when I look at things, for instance, when I first, for PYTE, because that was the first channel that I opened, and I was like, I want to talk about a little bit about politics, similar to what I'm doing here, but in a fun way. In my mind, I was saying in a fun way because I was seeing a lot of stupidity. Maybe this was around that same time they were starting to shift, okay, move from the UK to the US. They already poisoned the UK, so they want to poison the US. I mean, Fox News was already there, don't get me wrong, in the US. But it was becoming more too obvious to me. And I'm like, why these stupid things? I remember very clear, one day I was watching one of those entertainment tonight thing where they talk about Hollywood or whatever. And then in one of those segments was the royal family. And then when they were talking about the royal family, the majority of the things that I was hearing was price tag. They're wearing this, couple thousand $1,000 worth of this. And I'm like, what was this segment about? All I was hearing was dollar sign, dollar sign. Okay, so all of this, they were infiltrating a little bit at a time. It's like a smooth transition or a soft, there's a way of saying it, soft attack. Okay, lure people to distract people onto the real thing, what was happening. They're providing you entertainment, like Bojo's sister said, and then meanwhile, they're doing the damage and political, social, culturally, all of that. And the people are not paying attention to that. And that's what I was starting to see. And then when I started, like I said, Harry and Meghan's union is like the light that people needed to see, because Harry and Meghan was not in my periphery whatsoever for me to turn my channel into that. Nothing. I'm sure the squad were aware when they were dating back in 2016, even though they took their time to make it public. But once they made it public, I'm sure the squad were aware of it. Those 3 million followers on Instagram probably already knew when they made the public. I wasn't aware because I didn't care. It's when they got married I was aware of them. And then I saw, the prince and regular American marry him. It caught my attention because I used to think highly of them. And then when I see headlines, I will read it. The Daily Fail, the Suns, I will read it. But every time I read it, it was negative. I know some of you said, okay, stop talking about it. But I'm having new subscribers every now and then. But I'm not going to go too long with that. But it was negative all the time. But meanwhile, I guess it was the light that I needed, okay, to combine the politics with the royal family, the Harry and Meghan thing, to combine them to see the connection. Because I was seeing a soft landing of the royal family into the US. due to Entertainment Tonight. I was in La La Land, okay, people? I was in La La Land. This thing I didn't care about. Even politics, I didn't really care about those things. Okay, but I pay attention every now and then because this is our world. I need to pay attention to them. But when I was seeing the stupidity, I'm like, what the hell? You know, it stopped me on my track and my La La Land type of things. And then I start paying attention a little bit more. But the Harry and Meghan one caught my full blown because when I asked myself, why will a African American will behave like this at that high level? This was my original thing, and then it got me started. Okay, but anyway, let's get to this. Okay, I will not rest till every effing pays for it. Okay, the F word. Okay, because of some invisible contract, he was forced to work with rats that play a part in his mother's death just because his family needed positive headlines to survive. But guess what? With the having deal with the royal family, guess what? I found out by myself. Maybe it was already in the public forum, or they made it well known, or before the Oprah interview or something like that. But I found out by myself, by accident, is through asking myself questions. I don't know what I was searching for. And then through that, I stumbled on an article. When I read the article, at first, it didn't click. It didn't click to me. And I was reading names after names after names. I'll show you the screenshot. I still have it. And I'll go on PYTE to grab the link of that particular article, and so you guys could read it yourself. But when I first stumbled on it by accident, I was reading names after names, and I almost, push it aside, like, what the hell am I reading? And then in an instant, it clicked. I was like, oh my God, this is it. They're training William to play with the tabloid. That's how I put that article together. Okay? Because there's this young man who's going to parties with his father, with the tabloid and all of that. Okay, the Richard Branson, you name it, all these groups of people, the Murdochs, the whatever, there's the names somewhere. All right? So when I read that article, that's how I put one and one together. And I said, they're training William to be that, to play the game with the tabloid. But they didn't take Harry. But Harry is a thinker. But anyway, let's listen to this. I read that. Okay, 37 seconds. It will be a screenshot.
I think one of the hardest things to come to terms with is the fact that the people that chased her into the tunnel were the same people that were taking photographs of her while she was still dying on the back seat of the car. And William and I know that. We've been told that numerous times by people that know that was the case. She'd had quite a severe head injury, but she was very much still alive on the back seat. And those people that caused the accident, instead of helping, were taking photographs of her dying on the back seat. And then those photographs made their way back to news desks.
Okay, the chase that happened in the US, just similar thing they probably wanted for him. God is good. Okay, so there's no comment. Let's go to the next one. Okay, if you're watching this, there's a possibility I might break this recording into several parts. Okay, next tweet. Prince Harry had to take on Murdoch Media Mafia, not because he wanted to, but because he had to. From his teen to this day, UK media, green-lighted by the royal family, has made him, and later on Meghan, their favorite target. Okay, 57 seconds. Let's listen to this.
Journalist about how the media inflames this. I was called by the Sun newspaper. If you don't know what the Sun is, it's sort of
got the topless scroll on page 3. That's all you need to know.
And they called me about a month ago to ask if I'd write about how Meghan was like Wallace and how Meghan was going to destroy the royal family and the arguments between Meghan and Kate. And I said, I'm really sorry, I'm just not privy to all of this. I don't think I could do it. And the commissioning editor was really twisting my arm to write this article and say, but you could say, couldn't you, that X happened, and you could say that she's fired all her staff, and you could say that Kate has said this. And I said, well, I'm really sorry, I don't know that, I can't do it. And this conversation went on for about half an hour, and I didn't write the article, but it just gives you an insight into how this whole thing is being, you know, the flames are being fanned by the media.
You've heard the phrase
view.
cottage industry. This is a palace industry. Yes.
Okay, so that's that. Okay, a woman with moral and integrity, not like Piers Morgan, Dan Wooten, and the other Tweedledums. All right, so there's that. That's is that the same thing, but they zoom in? Because the one that I have is like further back, and you see all the other people that were sitting next to her. That sits next to her. All right, next tweet. So these are some of the squad. At this point, if good King Harry settles his case, I'm not mad at all. If he takes a deal and become more than $10 million richer, which I say give Harry $100 million, plus written, signed, and court documents to lay off his wife and children, that's the deal of the century. We are with you, Harry. Okay, let's see here. I think it's more about words than money at this point. How much accountability can Harry squeeze out of Murdoch? Okay, I know, but I'd rather he settle than if he do win, he still has to pay millions of dollars and fees. It ain't worth it. Well, it is worth it, because then these people, they do not know how to stop. Like I was saying, and at the beginning of this recording, if this is another part, when I'm editing, I might cut it. I was reading something sometime yesterday or the day before in a video. And it has to do with phone hacking, I think, if my memory serves me well. It had to do with phone hacking. And when I look at the time when it was happening, it was 2023. Okay, 2 years ago. And then Harry's things with Murdoch have been going on for a very long time. Do you think they're going to stop? No. Okay. He is gunning for both, which is fine with me. If he can get it, I think I agree with you, but it is his call. Okay, and a public front page apology on each of their publication, the laying off of his wife, kids, and himself to priceless, and with even the slightest hint of them managing though. Oh, full disclosure exposure. I'm right there with you. Never mention his wife or kids ever again. Not even if it's positive. Go focus on the leftovers. Okay, I stand with Harry. But that will only apply to Murdoch's wags. Having Pierce, Rebecca, and Will thrown under the bus would be delightful. That's a very good point. Okay, Murdoch may be done, but what about the others? Then another one will continue. Okay, take his family on a glorious 4-year holiday. All right. Well, it's up to Harry. Okay, it's up to Harry. Whatever he does, it's up to him. Next tweet. Okay, they want a settlement bad. Oh, everybody is scared and desperate for Prince Harry to settle, especially when you remember him and his lawyer now have the correspondence between Rupert Murdoch's tabloid and the royal family. Okay, let's pause this. Money is falling from the foam of their mouth. They aren't dealing with incandescent with fridge who will snatch and run. They're dealing with good King Harry, Prince Harry. Okay, I want them all exposed. Yeah, I do too, but it's up to him. Girl, they are pissing their boots. Don't settle. People need to know. Okay, I hope he doesn't settle. Expose them all, Hazard. And I think that's what he's going for. The brother. You would have thought the brother would have known what happened to his mother. But no. Like I said, the father trained him well. Look at this. The father, I don't know, whoever put him to go disregard what Princess Diana did, the interview with Martin Bashir. Okay? To say, you know, the mom. It's ridiculous.
I would like to thank Lord Dyson and his team for the report. It is welcome that the BBC accepts Lord Dyson's findings in full, which are extremely concerning. That BBC employees lied and used fake documents to obtain the interview with my mother, made lurid and false claims about the royal family, which played on her fears and fueled paranoia, displayed woeful incompetence when investigating complaints and concerns about the programme, and were evasive in their reporting to the media and covered up what they knew from their internal investigation. It is my view that the deceitful way the interview was obtained substantially influenced what my mother said. The interview was a major contribution to making my parents' relationship worse and has since hurt countless others. It brings indescribable sadness to know that the BBC's failures contributed significantly to her fear, paranoia, and isolation that I remember from those final years with her. But what saddens me most is that if the BBC had properly investigated the complaints and concerns first raised in 1995, my mother would have known that she had been deceived. She was failed not just by a rogue reporter, but by leaders at the BBC who looked the other way rather than asking the tough questions. It is my firm view that this Panorama programme holds no legitimacy and should never be aired again. It effectively established a false narrative which for over a quarter of a century has been commercialised by the BBC and others. This settled narrative now needs to be addressed by the BBC and anyone else who has written or intends to write about these events. In an era of fake news, public service broadcasting and a free press have never been more important. These failings, identified by investigative journalists, not only let my mother down and my family down, they let the public down too.
That's the part that I'm talking about. It's very sad. It's very sad. And he's older. You would have thought he would understand his leverage. Next tweet. Tell us more about how the royal family relationship will be on the line and Harry's case against NGN. Thanks for highlighting the tabloid and royal connection. Soup. All right, that's that. Okay, Cameron Walker. Money, reputation, and family relationships are all on the line when Prince Harry brings his case against News Group newspapers to trial tomorrow. Spill it. All right, the family relationship has sailed. So I'm editing this video a day after the NGN has settled with Harry. So Harry won. The newspaper admit to everything that Harry had claimed. So Harry won and they will be paying everything. So one of the takeaway from that win is that Harry, in my view, still take the high road. He could have been still selfish if he wanted to ruin the reputation of his family. And I don't think his family still gets it, because they do not know how to stop. This is the second time Harry, in some shape or form, have somewhat spare his family, his father and brother, reputation in a way. Because if he was savage, wanted to, taint his father and his brother, he could have still go further. I don't think he's holding any grudge against his brother and his father. And he had said in the open interview that he has some feeling for them in terms of he tried to protect them and all of that.
So in conclusion, if you'd had the support, you'd still be there?
Without question.
Yeah.
I'm sad that what's happened has happened, but I know and I'm comfortable knowing that we did everything that we could to make it work, and we did everything on the exit process the way that it should have been
with
done.
as much respect.
With as much
and
respect.
Oh my God, we just did everything we could to protect them.
So in this aspect, where he took the settlement and he did not, be selfish and go to full trial, and I think he could have gone. Look how far he has gone, literally in court, because he meant business. And I think the papers probably thought he was bluffing, but he took it all the way to court. And that's when the papers realized, oh my God, he's not joking, we better settle. And whatever disclosed amount that they gave him. And the takeaway here is that anything that will come out later on in the future if there is a Leveson 2 criminal charge due to perjury because of Leveson 1. The journalists were lying under oath and all of that. Now, if there is an investigation and they decided to spill the tea about the information were coming from the royal family and stuff like that.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
The press and the media.
That's
and as
true.
they say at the start of episode 1, they say so many books and shows and stories have been written about us. We wanted to have our own say. And remember, the purpose of the PR office at the royal family is to keep the royals in the press all the time. So you have to remember, when I work in newsrooms, it's a fact that every anti-Harry and Meghan story comes from Kensington Palace.
But why haven't...
And if it comes from Kensington Palace,
Right.
why are they briefing against their own grandson?
Well, okay, that's a very... The idea...
Why are there never any
Well, I think that's
stories
fascinating.
about Prince William?
Were
Jeremy?
William and Kate involved in briefing against them originally? I don't know.
Now, if there is an investigation and they decided to spill the tea about the information were coming from the royal family and stuff like that, Harry's out. Okay? It's not Harry who said it. It will be whoever said it. I mean, we sort of have an idea, and many journalists in the UK, if you call them journalists, have said many of the information coming from the royal family. So right now, we have not heard Harry say a damn word about it is his family who's leaking stories against him. Okay? So with that being said, this is the second time Harry have spared his family. But if he had gone to court, he will do whatever it takes to win the case. Because I think he had his backup. Whatever he claimed, he had evidence to show the court. So the first time was when after the Sandrian summit, and he was leaving to go meet Meghan in Canada, he did a small speech or whatever, a speech at the Centre Bally where he had thanked his family, despite what we know now, especially in Spear.
The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option. What I want to make clear is we're not walking away. And we certainly aren't walking away from you. Our hope was to continue serving the Queen, the Commonwealth, and my military associations, but without public funding. Unfortunately, that wasn't possible. I've accepted this, knowing that it doesn't change who I am or how committed I am. But I hope that helps you understand what it had come to, that I would step my family back from all I have ever known. To take a step forward into what I hope can be a more peaceful life. I was born into this life, and it is a great honour to serve my country and the Queen. When I lost my mum 23 years ago, you took me under your wing. You looked out for me for so long, but the media is a powerful force. And my hope is one day our collective support for each other can be more powerful, because this is so much bigger than just us. It has been our privilege to serve you, and we will continue to lead a life of service. So in that respect, nothing changes. It has also been a privilege to meet so many of you and to feel your excitement for our son Archie, who saw snow for the first time the other day and thought it was bloody brilliant. I will always have the utmost respect for my grandmother, my Commander-in-Chief, and I am incredibly grateful to her and the rest of my family for the support they have shown Meghan and I over the last few months.
And then he move on, then say anything. Now this is the second time. Okay? So I hope his family understand what Harry just did here. Because if they want to be savage, that will be on them and they will expose themselves furthermore. Because Harry did not outed his family. I know many of the derangers will somehow turn it around in some shape or form to say it's Harry. Even though throughout, okay, Harry have been defending himself. Okay, so I just wanted to say that. And then, by the way, this video that I'm recording, I'm talking and right now, I recorded it hours before the verdict or the settlement had made public. Okay, I recorded the same days, but hours before the news came out that NGN settled and Harry had accepted. Okay, so keep that in mind. So let's get back to the original recording. Yeah, I mean, it's done. I mean, the father tried to do his best. Oh my God. Charlie is crazy. I don't know. It's not even crazy. David looks so incredibly proud in this moment, like a proud dad. Right? How big is this? Okay, it was small. Well, he's looking at Ching Ching. He's making money either way. Whether Harry win or lose, he's making money. It's obvious Murdoch and company have a lot of criminal acts they don't want air. Sadly, the British legal system stinks and forces claimants to settle cases like this. But why do you think the law for this type of thing stinks? Because they cater it. They create laws so the rich and powerful could go scot-free. Okay, nobody have held Murdoch accountable until now in the UK. Okay, I will support. Oops, I went in it. All right. I will support whatever decision Prince Harry and his legal advisor decide. In my eyes, he's already won. All right, that's true. Okay, thankfully, Prince Harry has made it clear he isn't settling. He knows he's the last man standing and the only person who can see it to the end. Harry also says he's doing this on behalf of the hundreds who were forced to settle with Murdoch. Prince Harry, a vet, 2 military tours, didn't settle on phone hacking, faced 2 days in witness box versus Mirror Group and won. That's true. Okay, NPR, one of the articles that I read, mentioned that. Might get 4 days in the box versus Murdoch, forced the Daily Mail with other claimants into a £20 million legal battle, but sure, he is lost, naive, weak, before real. Exactly. Yeah, he's willing to do it. I mean, I think the moment they piss him off, he's not going back. Right? I'm not going to make any conclusion in that respect. He may have no choice. Okay? I mean, if he knows he has the good, that's the thing. You have to know what you have as evidence. Because if you were reading through the derangers, the bats, what they were saying back then, he doesn't have a case. They were making fun of him. Or this, I mean, they still think of him as this idiot of a person. But Harry knows what he has. So if everything he uttered, okay, in court, whatever you say, you must be able to back it up. So if he has the backups, I think he feel confident. But the others, if they're claiming other things, like I read in the NPR, they claim something, but they never produce it. Where they delete all those emails and claim that Watson was going to do something, okay, but they never produce evidence to back it up. But I'm assuming Harry has evidence to back up everything he said. That's the key point here. Everything he opened his mouth, he must have evidence to back it up. Okay. This person is using some words. Okay. I hope he doesn't settle and all our statements are read to show how effing bad them backs are. I hope he enforces accountability in a form of writing apology. Yes. We'll never know the magnitude if he settled and will respect his decision. He is the only brave and authentic man ever to be born within the royal family. He shook the Murdoch empire and was never deterred. Okay, well said. That's an ad. Let's go to the next one. That was something I was thinking about. And also, if he go all the way through, this is a warning for Americans. Because the Murdoch, I mean, they were already there with Fox News, but all the other tabloid to lie, to keep American in the dark are already in the US. They already shift them over here. So if what he does in the UK expose them, that should be something for the Americans to look into. Right? That line was crossed. Okay. That's probably a typo here. That line was crossed. when the royal family fed him and his family to the wolf. Okay, the line. I think the line was crossed when the royal family fed him and his family to the wolves. Cameron seems to know more than he should, or he's just saying more than he knows as usual. Okay, so there's that here: money, reputation, family, and all of that. I mean, it's the typical thing. This is just generic. Yeah, money doesn't not facts. Rupert Murdoch always settle the thing. He has money. Money, reputation. The royal family always want positive coverage. And family relationship. Harry's relationship with his father and the rest of the royal family. Okay, this is well known. Okay, bring his case against News Group newspaper to trial tomorrow. Okay, this is what's at stake right now. This is what's at stake right now. Prince Harry will stop at nothing, even at the expense of his own family. Well, they threw him to the wolves. Okay? They made a deal with him. The Syndrium. They're going to give him 1 year to think things through and do different things. And then the brother, I will assume, along with Charles, kick him out. Okay? Not Harry, who decided to leave. They kick him out.
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options? Yes, she said. We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between. A compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most, my family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier, and from which we were still trying to recover. I'd consulted with several palace veterans, people who knew the inner workings of the monarchy and its history, and they all said option 3 was best for all parties. Meg and I living elsewhere part of the year, continuing our work, retaining security, returning to Britain for charities, ceremonies, events. Sensible solution, these palace veterans said, and eminently doable. But the family, of course, pushed me to take option 1. Barring that, they would only accept option 5. We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the bee got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
And then they give him 1 year review to get settled and things like that. They pull his security right under him, and then they claim, oh, because you're not working royal, so you're not going to have security and all that. What do you think that means? After that, what other things that you see have happened? Send people in front of his door, chase in New York, all sort of things. So at this moment, I mean, I'm not him. I don't think the father that he thought that loves him and the brother that he thought who they made a deal with to never, make deal with, befriend or whatever he had with his brother to not, cozy up with the papers. The brother backstabbed him on that aspect. Took money, settled the case without, I don't know if Harry knew. Well, he did know because that was revealed in court, right? But this was a deal that he made with him, but he backstabbed him. So what family there is now? I don't know. And then this will be allegedly, so I'm not even going to mention the connection he had with his cousin, and then next thing you know, things are happening. But anyway, let's focus on this. Harry is going to get money and an admission of wrongdoing along with an apology. And when is that other $1 billion defamation lawsuit going to trial? I want the evil decrypted Murdoch to feel the burn before the Grim Reaper drags him to his just reward. Okay? That's that. A representative of the city of Salinas said that Prince Harry's visit not only boosted their morale, but also emphasized the importance of community and collaboration in the face of such devastating challenges. California wildfire. Okay, so Harry's doing his part as well. Selena Therapy Dogs meet Prince Harry's while supporting wildlife effort in LA. Click in the image to read the full story. Okay, so that would be something else. I will be reading. Click on the image. Okay, so this is that. So Harry's talking to them. All right. Okay, it's 6 o'clock. I need to wake up my kids. So the link of this will be in the description. And if I do read it next time, it will be on our Port of Pew service. Okay, I need to put something on that channel. Let me skip this. And there's that. Regarding the brother. Oops. The other brother. I have so much to edit. Okay, that's the other brother here. I literally can't believe this absolute totally waste went to an event about ending homelessness for youth and then hop on his private jet to fly to Monaco to watch football. You cannot even make this effing shit up. And yet, he refuses to do any level of international travel to represent Britain and the royal family. They must have something on him. I mean, I think I'm seeing more than that, but the leverage, he doesn't understand. Okay. All right, let's see here. I need to wake up my kids. So I'm going to stop this video. Maybe I'll pick up another video next. You know what? Let me do a prayer. Some of the squads have created prayer. So these two, the thing with the dog, with William, another video. Let's do a prayer to finish this recording. I agree with this message. Okay, that's another one. My prayer for Harry is to make the decision that suits him and his family. Good King Harry. All right. So this person said, I agree with this message. Okay. So this is the prayer. Next time I record, it will be something else. Okay. Prayer for has Meg Arch Lily. Heavenly Father, please watch over Harry, Meghan, Archie, Lilibet, Diana, and Miss Doria. Bless them with courage, wisdom, and strength. Open doors of opportunity and shower them with grace and protection. Expose and destroy all their enemies with their evil plans. In Jesus' name, amen. Right. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgives all your iniquities, who heals all your disease. All right, so this is the image that they use. Okay, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. There might be several parts to this recording, so you will see part 1, 2, and 3 or whatever. So this is like that. I usually do it. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.